Here we have our little model almost ready, and there's only one thing that we have to make for it now, and that is the landing gear. Now unfortunately the designer does not give us the outline of the landing gear. The only thing he shows us is this, and it's supposed to be 8 inches to 10 inches of dural landing gear. That's not very helpful, so we have to use the information we have here to find out what the landing gear is supposed to look like. From the information we have here, we should be able to draw up the outline of the aluminium landing gear. And to begin with, we have, of course, the width of the fuse, and that is 75 millimeters. So we get a piece of paper, 75 millimeter fuse. All right. Then we have this height. The height of the landing gear is 55 millimeters, and we have this drawing of the wheel pants, which I'm not going to build, by the way, and we know that from the center of the screw up to the fuse it's supposed to be 55 millimeters. So we just measure from this screw here up 55 millimeters and draw a line. Now we can take this diagonal and extend it up to the supposed bottom of the fuselage, and we have 65 millimeters. So the leg is 65 millimeters. Then we add 15 for the wheel bolt. So bolt 15 millimeters. There we have the 3 measurements we need to get the length of the this landing gear. The only other measurement we need is how broad it should be in the middle, and here it's about 25 millimeters. So times 25 mil at the middle. Here at the end it's about 13 mil here at this point. So now we have the measurements and we can draw up the landing gear. Okay, now we're going to draw up the landing gear on this piece of paper, and we just begin by taking the measurement for the width of the landing gear, which is 25 millimeters. So here we go. Now we've got 25 millimeters here. Now this leg here, it was about 15, so we go 15 in, like this. The leg up to the fuselage was 65, so we mark 65 here. Across the fuselage was 75. And then again 65 down. And 15 at the other end. So there we have the length of the landing gear. Now, the front of the landing gear we're going to have straight, so we're not going to do anything there. But we need about 15 mil here for the wheel to attach to. So the wheel will attach somewhere around there. So another 15 here on the other side, here, and there's going to be a hole here for the other wheel. Now we can just take a diagonal across here and here on the other side, and there we have the landing gear that we need. We just have to make it out of aluminium and bend it. Now the measurements he gives is 8 to 10 inches, and if we measure this we see that it's about 9.5 inches, so we're within the parameters that he gives for his landing gear. Now the question is, what do we make this out of? Well, he says on the plans Dural, and Dural can be bought in many shops and off the internet and such. But a few years ago, well, here I've got some aluminium. A few years ago, me and my buddies went up to the local roadworks office and asked them if they had any road signs that they weren't using anymore, and they said yes, lots of. And so we were shown a pile of road signs, and we were told to take our pick. And I took this. This used to be some kind of information. It was huge, and I've been using it for a number of years, and it's 3 millimeters thick, and it's good aluminium. I had for free. If you know where to look, you can get nearly anything free. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to transfer these lines over to the aluminium, and then saw them out using my bandsaw. Aluminium saws very easily with a bandsaw, just like wood. Here I've got the landing gear. This word in Icelandic means urban area. So now I just need to work on it with a file to make it smooth and straight and nice. Make some holes here and here, and a couple or 3 here in the middle to keep it on the fuselage, and then I can start bending it. And here is the landing gear ready. Quite light actually, and now we can fasten it onto the fuselage here where I've marked it. then I'm going to put these spiked nuts or blind nuts or whatever you call them underneath, and then the landing gear is on the fuselage. And there we have Little Wonder standing on its own 2 feet. Looks okay, I think. Huh. How do you think? What do you think? Now, what's next? Now it's time to put hinges in. I've already done hinges here on the elevator, and I'm going to do the same on the rudder. Now it shows on the plans where the hinges are supposed to be, and I've marked here where I'm going to put these now. Now what you have to do is use a very thin knife, and I think these surgeon's scalpel blades are best for this. What we do is we just try to enter the rudder at the exact center, like this. Cut a little bit at a time, a little bit oversized, and try to keep the blade straight. And after we've done this, maybe both directions, for some time, we have a hole or a slot deep enough for one of the hinges. Now we should be able to put the rudder like this on the fin. But there's one thing: the rudder cannot move because this is straight. We have to take a diagonal on both sides of the leading edge of the rudder. Now the small Wonder is just about complete, but next time we're going to use plastic film to cover the model and make it look beautiful. So until then,